the January 2022 meeting of the Santa Barbara County Air Pollution Control District Board of Directors. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Director Lavanino.
Here.
Thank you. Director Sierra.
Here.
Director Clark. Director Julian.
Here.
Director Osborne.
Here.
Director Rouse.
Here.
Director Infanti.
Here.
Director Patino.
Here.
Director Williams. Director Hart. Director Hartman.
Here.
Director Nelson. And Chair Perotti.
Here. Okay, at this time, will the clerk please read the housekeeping information for participants participating on Zoom?
Certainly. A couple of housekeeping reminders for all participants. Members of the public who wish to address the board today on any matter listed on the agenda or during the public comment period may do so in person or remotely via Zoom. For those participating in person, participation is available today at the County Administration Building Board of Supervisors Hearing Room located at 105 East Anapamu Street, 4th floor in Santa Barbara. Please complete and deliver a speaker slip to the clerk before the item is considered. All public participants attending today's Air Pollution Control District Board of Directors meeting are required to wear a face covering or mask at all times regardless of vaccination status per County Health Officer Order number 2021-10.8. For those participating via Zoom, all panelists, this includes all APCD board members, please remember to mute your mic when not speaking. If you would like to comment, use the raise hand button. To do this, click on the participant icon at the bottom of your screen. The panelist sidebar will appear, and at the bottom right of the sidebar, click on the ellipses icon. From there, you will see the raise hand button. If you're an attendee, this includes APCD staff and all members of the public, including those participating via telephone. You will be on listen-only mode. All attendees will remain on listen-only mode unless unmuted by the board clerk to provide public comment. The public will not be able to share their video or screen even if unmuted. When public comment is called for on an agenda item, lost my place. On agenda item, attendees may use the raise hand button at the bottom of the screen to express desire to provide public comment. You will be unmuted when it is your turn. Those participating via telephone can raise their hand by dialing *9. Comments from the public are limited to 3 minutes per person. Thank you, and that concludes the housekeeping reminders.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, if you all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you so much. At this point in time, next item of business is the reconsideration of the circumstances of COVID-19 state of emergency. Will the clerk read the item into the record, please?
Certainly. Agenda item C, reconsider the circumstances of the COVID-19 state of emergency. 1, reconsider the circumstances of the COVID-19 state of emergency. 2, consider whether state or local officials continue to impose or recommend measures to promote social distancing. 3, find that the legislative body has reconsidered the circumstances of the state of emergency and that state or local officials continue to impose or recommend measures to promote social distancing. And 4, direct staff to continue to notice and hold hearings as remote hearings consistent with Government Code Section 54953E3.
Okay, do we have any information from, do we need legal counsel to say a few words, or are we ready to discuss this?
Madam Chair, I have no additional information. This just allows the board to continue to meet remotely.
Okay, thank you. I think we know the drill by now. So, okay. Do we have any discussion from the board? Not seeing any hands up. So, any public comment?
Chair Perotti, we received no public comment.
Thank you. Okay, then I'm looking for a motion in a second.
So move. Patino.
Second, Julian.
Okay, thank you. Can you, clerk, please take the roll? Roll
Director,
call vote.
Director Lavanino,
Aye.
Director Sierra,
Aye.
Director Julian,
Aye.
Director Osborne,
Aye.
Director Rouse,
Aye.
Director Infante,
Aye.
Director Patino,
Aye.
Director Hart,
Aye.
Director Hartman,
Aye.
and Chair Perotti.
Aye. Okay, the ayes have it. Okay, it looks like our next item is the election of business is the election of the chair and vice chair. I know that I would start by saying that Supervisor Director Hartman has been filling in for me many times, and she is the co-chair. So, and I know that in the past, correct me, staff, please correct me if I'm wrong. In the past, we've alternated between a city council person and a board of supervisor. So I've been the chair this last year as representing from City of Goleta, and Director Hartman has been a board of supervisor. So I'm just going to open it up for discussions and a nomination from the floor for chair and vice chair.
This is Director Osborne. I'm not sure who might be interested in vice chair, but I would happily nominate Director Hartman for chair.
Thank you. Any nominations for vice chair?
Chair Perotti, this
Yes.
is Director Sierra. I'd like to nominate Alice Patino as vice chair.
Are you willing to accept that?
Yes, I am, Madam Chair.
Okay, do we have any other nominations on the floor? Then I would like to entertain a motion.
I move that we elect Director Hartman as chair and Director Patino as vice chair.
I second that, Director Sierra.
Thank you. Can we do a roll call vote?
Director Lavanino,
Aye.
Director Sierra,
Aye.
Director Julian,
Aye.
Director Osborne,
Aye.
Director Rouse,
Aye.
Director Infante,
Aye.
Director Patino,
Aye.
Director Hart,
Yes.
Director Hartman,
Aye.
Director Nelson,
Aye.
and Chair Perotti.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, well, I'm going to, if I was sitting there in at the Board of Supervisors desk, I would be handing over the gavel to our new chair, Director Hartman. And I just want a personal thank you for all the days and times that you've filled in for me. So it's getting you warmed up. So you're really ready to go now. So thank you so much, and congratulations to Director Patino as well.
Well, thank you, Director Perotti, and I believe it was once or twice. It was no big deal, and thank you. It's always we rotate this. It's a very nice procedure. There's usually never any controversy, and I'm delighted to serve as chair of this illustrious body. And with that, then we move to the approval of the minutes, and we don't have to read that in the record, do we? We can just do that.
I can read them into the record.
Okay.
Approval of minutes. Approve minutes of the December 16th, 2021 regular meeting and minutes of the January 12th, 2022 special meeting.
And is there any discussion?
Chair Hartman, I'm not seeing anything.
Okay,
on
could
Zoom.
I get a motion in a second?
Motion to approve the minutes?
Second from Patino.
And we'll need a roll call vote again because we're all in different places.
Director Lavanino? Director Lavanino?
Abstain?
Oh, thank you. Director Sierra?
Aye.
Director Julian?
Aye.
Director Osborne,
Aye.
Director Rouse,
Abstain?
Director Infanti,
Aye.
Director Patino,
Aye.
Director Hart,
Yes.
Director Nelson,
Aye.
Director Perotti,
Aye.
and Chair Hartman.
Aye. And Supervisor Nelson, did you have your light on for, oh, just wondered if you had comments. Okay, so that brings us to the administrative items on our agenda. Does any director wish to pull any administrative item for separate discussion?
Director Perotti has her hand up.
Director Perotti.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I'd like to pull F5.
Okay.
Admin,
Are there any others?
no other hands raised on Zoom.
Okay, and any members of the public wish to pull any item?
No members of the public wish to pull an
Okay,
item.
would you read F5 into the record, Madam Clerk?
Administrative item F5, salary merit increase for Air Pollution Control Officer Erin Arlen Janae. Approve a 3% salary merit increase for Air Pollution Control Officer Erin Arlen Janae.
Yes, I pulled this item to have the clerk make the required announcement that's required of this particular item.
Thank you, Director Perotti. Government Code Section 54953 requires that the legislative body orally report a summary of any recommendations for a final action on the salary of a local agency executive. Agenda item F5 recommends that the board approve a 3% salary merit increase for Air Pollution Control Officer Erin Arlen Janae. There are no public comments on this item. After this oral report, this item can be approved with the rest of the administrative agenda or voted on separately if any board members wish to do so. Thank you.
So is there any further discussion of this item?
Chair Hartman, it does not look like there's further discussion.
Okay, I would propose that we include it with the balance of the agenda. And so I'd like a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion that we approve items F1 through F7.
Thank you, Director Nelson. Do we have a second?
I'll second that. Patino?
Okay, and may we have a roll call vote?
Director Levanino,
Aye.
Director Sierra,
Aye.
Director Julian,
Aye.
Director Osborne,
Aye.
Director Rouse,
Aye.
Director Infanti,
Aye.
Director Patino,
Aye.
Director Hart,
Aye.
Director Perotti,
Aye.
Director Nelson,
Aye.
and Chair Hartman.
Aye. And that takes us next to the director's report. Ms. Arlen Janae.
All right, thank you very much. I have a very brief director's report today. I wanted to focus solely on the governor's proposed budget and provide some highlights as it relates to Air District program. The governor's proposed budget was released in January 10th, and this is definitely just a starting point for the state legislature to begin negotiation. It will be followed by the May revise and then finalize the budget in June. California is fortunate to have a large surplus of $29 billion this year, and a lot of the surplus there's been focus on, specifically on one-time expenditures. Zero-emission vehicle technologies are getting a lot of attention. In this proposed budget, $6.1 billion was identified to be combined with $3.9 billion that was promised in last year's budget, making $10 billion to be allocated for zero-emission vehicle infrastructure, including heavy-duty application, and incentives for the replacement of vehicles, heavy-duty, such as drayage trucks and school buses. The $10 billion, if it continues through to the final budget, would be allocated over a 6-year window. Also, the Community Air Protection Program, that's AB 617, is also included in the proposed budget. For implementation, there's $50 million earmarked for the implementation work that the Air District does as staff effort to implement these requirements. That's where it has been in recent years. There's been no increase, regardless to all of the comments that air districts have made about the cost of implementing this program. There's also 180 million for incentives, and this is down 80 million from the current budget that we're working with. So that's frustrating for the air districts when this real important community air protection program isn't getting the attention that we feel is necessary in order to fulfill the requirements in it. 150 million is included for the farmer program. This is for the replacement specifically allocated to tractors or equipment needed in agricultural application across the state. And in the wildfire resilience section, we believe there's 2 million earmarked for prescribed burn support that the air districts provide, but it isn't explicitly called out, so we'll be working to get more clarity on that, as well as the lack of funding for air district support during a wildfire itself. That's currently a very big endeavor for us as air district staff, whether it's expanding on our infrastructure, communicating with the public, working with local schools. So we want to continue highlighting the need for funding there. The Carl Moyer reauthorization was also not included, so we'll be working with CAPCOA and other legislators to try to get an author to help us with that initiative. And also there's nothing identified for lawn and garden equipment replacement, and we discussed this recently with the new regulation that's on the hook that CARB recently passed. In regards to clean energy, I wanted to highlight this aspect because it has specific implications for our area. $2 billion was identified for future-proofing the grid system, the electrical grid system, and also $200 million was identified for CalGEM for sealing orphaned or abandoned oil wells. And that's an area that we've been working quite a bit on as far as ensuring that the abandoned oil wells aren't leaking and are sealed and abandoned appropriately. I'll continue working with CAPCOA on specific air district funding needs to highlight that through the legislative process all throughout this budget session. And I will also be meeting with local representatives in the legislature to ensure that all of those individuals who represent our area are aware of local implications this budget has to the air district and all the programs that we provide. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Do we have any directors with questions or comments on Ms. Arlen Janet's report?
Chair Hartman, I see no raised hands.
So I did have a question, and that is, I know on our administrative agenda every month we have the incentives program described, and so they've reduced the spending. So could you just summarize which programs then would be affected? And then my second question is CAPCOA the advocacy organization that we use as well as direct communications from you? So could you just describe how we influence Sacramento and what more we might be able to do?
The $80 million cut that I mentioned associated to the Climate Air Protection Program are incentives that we use currently in our Clean Air Grants program. In our Clean Air Grants program, we commingle or we combined a number of funding sources like our Carl Moyer funding and our some of our AB 923 DMV funds that we get, along with the 617 incentive monies. Those funds are earmarked for replacement of dirty diesel equipment to cleaner technologies. It could be anything. It's primarily heavy duty. So we're talking trucks, agricultural equipment, marine vessel equipment. It's also used for school buses and for the incentive program. So a reduction that happens in 617 at the statewide level will impact the amount of that pie that comes down to Santa Barbara. We have a long list of projects that, if we had funding, would be eligible to receive those funds. So we always work, and yes, CAPCOA is the primary vehicle, the trade association that represents us within the Sacramento area. We have, CAPCOA has a paid lobbyist, Brendan Toolidge is his name. We work closely with Brendan. We prioritize all of our legislative efforts that we're going to pursue throughout the year, and incentives is always one that every air district of the 35 air districts in the state can all agree we need more money to get out. And that's something interesting. We were scheduled to have a presentation by Executive Director Tung Lee on CAPCOA later in the agenda. Unfortunately, he's not able to be here today, so we'll have to postpone that. But in his presentation, he was going to highlight some of the key areas where we all work. So CAPCOA is definitely a great resource for us as a medium-sized air district, along with the legislative lobbyists that CAPCOA has. The larger air districts also have their own staff that are lobbyists, as well as outside paid firms that serve as that function as well. So it's a benefit that we can bring everyone together and think for the benefit of air districts to actually implement the mandates that are included on us to meet the health and safety codes, and then we have sufficient resources to carry them out. That's our main vehicle in Sacramento.
Thank you. Thank you for that report. So next, moving to the public comment period, is there any member of the public who would like to comment on any matter not on today's agenda?
Chair Hartman, we did not receive any public comments.
Okay, next we are going to the appointments of our various committees, and my suggestion is we read them into the record, appoint, and then have a vote on the slate in its entirety, so we don't have to have a vote each time. So, I1.
Discussion item I1, appointment of APCD Executive Committee. Select 3 members of the board to serve on the APCD Executive Committee during calendar year 2022.
And if I'm correct, we take the current chair, the current vice chair, and then the outgoing chair. That's typical, right? So that would be Director Perotti, Director Patino, and myself. And that's been our routine, our custom. Is there any objection to staying with that? All right. And then the next one, would you read that into the record, Madam Clerk?
Certainly. Discussion item I2, appointment of APCD board member to Basin-wide Control Council. Appoint 1 board member to serve as the primary representative and 1 board member to serve as the alternative to the South Central Coast Basin-wide Control Council during calendar year 2022.
And Director Perotti has served at least since 2019, and that is a body that has a lot of technical information and knowledge, so it might benefit from her continuing if she's willing to. Good.
I have,
Would you like?
Chair.
Okay. But we need an alternate, and who would be willing to step up to be the alternate? Director Sierra made the mistake of looking up, catching my eye.
Yeah, no, she's getting, I second. She, unfortunately, we only get her for another year, so we might as well use her while we can.
Director Perotti, you've never missed a meeting, right?
I haven't.
So you would be willing, Director Sierra? Great. Thank you. I hear a lot of enthusiasm in that. Madam Clerk, would you read the next item?
Discussion item I3, appointment of the APCD Hearing Board Nominating Committee. Select 5 members of the board to serve on the APCD Hearing Board Nominating Committee during calendar year 2022.
And again, I don't know that we have a custom other than if people are willing to continue to serve. Who we have currently is Director Williams, Director Hart, myself, Director Nelson, and Director Patino. Is everyone willing to continue to serve?
I'd very much like to stay.
Terrific.
I don't think we've.
Absolutely.
Yes, on Nelson, Williams, Director Hart, and Director Patino.
Yes.
All right. And so I think that does it for each of those. So maybe we need to go back and have a motion, and we'll have a motion, and I'll try to describe it here, and we'll do it all in one vote. And that is for the APCD Executive Committee to be Director Perotti, Hartman, and Patino. For the Basin-wide Control Council to be Director Perotti with an alternate Director Sierra. And the Hearing Board Nominating Committee to continue as it is, Directors Williams, Hartman, Nelson, and Patino. So could I have a motion?
Chair Hartman,
Yes.
We also need to call for public comment.
Thank you, yes. Any public comment on this?
We've received no public comment.
Okay. So
Well-
now I can have a motion.
Chair Hartman, I move to appoint your recommendation.
Thank you. And Supervisor,
Supervisor Nelson. Director
Director Nelson.
will second that, and that's items I1 through I3.
Thank you. So, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Director Lavanino,
Aye.
Director Sierra,
Aye.
Director Clark,
Aye.
Director Julian,
Aye.
Director Osborne,
Aye.
Director Rouse,
Aye.
Director Infante,
Aye.
Director Patino,
Aye.
Director Williams,
Aye.
Director Hart,
Aye.
Director Perotti,
Aye.
Director Nelson,
Aye.
and Chair Hartman.
Aye. And so we were going to have a presentation. Just the formalities, do we need to read it in the record and have a motion to postpone it, or? Okay, so our counsel is saying indeed, so Madam Clerk, would you read that into the record, please?
Certainly. Discussion item I4, California Air Pollution Control Officers Association presentation. Receive and file a presentation from the California Air Pollution Control Officers Association.
Thank you.
And I'd just like to report that due to unforeseen scenario with the presenter, Executive Director Tong Lee will need to pull this item and put it onto a future agenda.
Okay, and so is there any public comment simply on the delay, the postponement?
Chair Hartman, we did not receive any public comment.
So could I have a motion in a second to postpone this item?
I move that we postpone this item to a future date.
I'll second.
Madam Clerk?
Director Lavanino,
Aye.
thank you. Director Sierra,
Aye.
Director Clark. Director Clark, you're muted. Director Clark? You're muted.
Sorry. Aye.
Thank you, Director Clark. Director Julian,
Aye.
Director Osborne,
Aye.
Director Rouse,
Aye.
Director Infante,
Aye.
Director Patino,
Aye.
Director Williams,
Aye.
Director Hart,
Aye.
Director Perotti,
Aye.
Director Nelson,
Aye.
and Chair Hartman.
Aye. And that takes us to the announcements. Madam Clerk, I think it's just our, how the rebroadcast, or the chair does that. This meeting will be rebroadcast on Sunday, January 23rd, 2022 at 5 p.m. on the County of Santa Barbara TV channel 20. And so with that, our business for today is concluded, and the Santa Barbara County Air Pollution Control District Board is adjourned to 1 p.m. on March 17th, 2022. We may have to have a special meeting, and if we want to continue remotely, do we need to determine that today, or will we try to coordinate that with SBCAG?
Yeah, we have been coordinating with SBCAG and you as the chair.
Okay, so that's how we'll do it. Thank you very much, and see you next month.
Thank you.